There's one thing about me. I like to be delusional as fuck and convince myself I'm fine, when in fact, I am absolutely not fine, and I have not been doing fine for the entirety of 2024. Let's talk about it. I'm gonna try and get over the fact that I think posting to the internet is extremely cringy, but I also like that YouTube, I don't really have anyone watching me, at least not that many people. It's harder to stumble across a YouTube video, you know what I mean? Like I've said in other videos, like I like posting because it's like an online journal diary type thing, and I love to like get my words out through talking, but I don't like to bother people with my problems. But I had this realization that I think I've been like going through a phase of depression. If this is the first video you're watching of me and you're like, okay bitch, and you don't know my mental health journey, diagnoses, if you've never been in a therapy session with me, I feel like I'm pretty prone to like depressive episodes because I have ADHD and autism, and I am unmedicated and I struggle with things. And I live with my parents, which is great financially. Mentally, I just realized, wow, fuck, I'm struggling. I live in my childhood bedroom in my hometown. And I just realized, like, when you're in those situations, it's not like it's awful necessarily. Like, could definitely be worse situations, but you're just like constantly being triggered. Like, you're constantly walking down the street being like, yeah, that's where that really shitty memory happened when I was 16 that I would love to forget about. Not even forget about it, but just like work past it without being triggered in that sort of way. Listen, I'm the type of person that's in therapy. I got a psych degree. I really think it's super important, but I'm also the type of person that really struggles with black and white thinking and extreme thinking. And like, sometimes I think like therapy and like overanalyzing myself is not good for me. Like, I think some people should have more self-awareness and go to therapy and like do that work. And then there's some people like me where it's like, sometimes you get so obsessed with therapy that you just like you're never content with where you're at mentally, because like it's always bad mentally. Or there's just always something to work on. Obviously, we're like humans, and you don't unpack traumatic things like in a night, in a week, in a month, in a year. Like, that's a lifetime of healing, babe. I just feel like when I'm home, it just like really puts me into like such an introspective phase because I don't have any friends here. I just want to be a literal hermit and never come out of my room, just like how I was when I was 16. I am working the job that was my first ever fucking job when I was 14. And I convinced myself that it was fine because it was fine. Like, I felt fine. Like, I didn't get super stressed going to work, which is like a first. I always get super stressed going to work. I like my coworkers enough, and it felt okay. And that's the problem. It just felt okay, and I feel like I get comfortable, and I just, oh my god, I'm having a crisis where I like want to keep continuing this like non-traditional travel lifestyle if I can. Like, I'm going to Europe. And I say Europe because I actually don't know what fucking country over there. I'm going to Europe for 4 months, and I'm really excited about it, but I'm also like, I don't know what the fuck I'm doing. And then when I get back, I'm gonna have less money and even less of a clue of what I was doing. But that's also not necessarily the case, because a lot of times when I go on these trips, I meet people and they change my future path. Like, last time I went on this trip and I volunteered in Switzerland for 6 weeks, that was such a life-changing, beautiful experience. But since I have ADHD and I struggle with emotional permanence, that might as well not have ever happened. I've been depressed and living at home for my entire life, you know? Like, I have no experiences outside of this. If you're watching this, this might be extremely relatable, or you're like, oh my god, she's crazy. And regardless, it's fine. Like, I'm just talking because it's nice to, I don't know. Is anyone ever mentally fine if they're talking to a camera instead of a person? Oh, sorry. But I also think I need to delete TikTok again. That's another thing. I think I've just been scrolling too much. I need to get my life back. I feel very, very scatterbrained and very confused and very conflicted and very like, what the fuck am I doing with my life? I need to buy a car. I'm getting kicked off my parents' health insurance in October because I turned 26, which, like, it's great that I've had it this time, but now I'm not going to. Do I go back to school? I can't go back to school without the proper accommodations, and will I ever be able to get those accommodations because fucking people are ableist pieces of shit? Who knows? I think I should move out of my parents' house. Like, I should move to a different state, but I also want to keep traveling. So do you think I could find a roommate who would like also wants to do that, so like they could live 3 months and then I could live 3 months and then they could like travel 3 months while I'm living at home? So it's like I have a home base, but it's like not my actual home base. So I'll pay rent for 3 months and then they pay rent for 3 months and we just like travel back and forth. Do you think someone out there like that exists? If so, please hit me up. Like, maybe we could I don't know, find a cute little state to live in, find an apartment, maybe get another roommate. So it's not like a 1-bedroom situation, but we wouldn't even be roommates. Like you would go do your thing for 3 months and then you'd come back and it'd be your space, and then I go do my thing for 3 months, and hopefully we'd have like similar like design aesthetics, so like it would feel like home for both of us. I don't know, that's like best case scenario I think at this point. I don't know, I'm just spitballing. I'm spitballing. I also took a garden gummy this morning because I'm gonna do like an at-home Pilates workout thing. I need to only take garden gummies if I'm going to work out, and I've never done Pilates. And this is like a foam roller YouTube video thing, so we'll see if it's hard. I'm definitely not gonna record it because that's not my style of documenting life. Y'all don't need to see me work out to know that I am going to work out. The proof will be in the pudding. I'm just kidding. But I am gonna do that. And I also think when I take garden gummies, I just yap. But I think it was good to get all that out. I need to journal. This is probably like more journal material, but I feel like my pen doesn't move as fast as my brain and my mouth want to go. So hope this was of value to one person. The one person's me. Okay, I got this birth chart reading done probably like 2 years ago, and I remember it saying that like if I'm not working out, like if I'm not doing consistent exercise, like I'm misaligned, unaligned, misaligned? I don't know. I am not in alignment with like my natural energy, and that is because I'm a Virgo Mars and I have Mars ruling my 6th house, and my Mars is in the 11th whole sign house, but it is also conjunct my North Node, I think. Yes, I don't know. The reading was basically like you'll never be satisfied with your life. Like you're always going to want to push for more and more and just like trying to accomplish more, and you're a perfectionist and blah, blah, blah. But it was also like in order to get out your energy, like you need to be exercising. So I kind of had this realization that like I'm so bored of my exercise routine as someone with ADHD. I just get fucking bored of it. I pretty much had like the same workout routine for years. Because also autism, I like routine. It's such a stupid dichotomy in my brain. But I basically just go to the gym. I try and get like some walking in. I'm not super consistent with like everyday walks. I used to be, sometimes I'm not. I love walking. I love getting a lift in. I love lifting, but I'm also never like pushing myself super hard. Like I don't, when I work out alone, like I just don't go up in weight. Like I just have been lifting the same stuff, and I feel like it keeps me in a good maintenance shape, and it's fine. I think the reason why I work out mainly now is more for like the mental health benefits and like feeling like I'm exercising. Like I just feel better when I do that. Yeah, I just had this realization where I just like want to get out of like a rut of like hating working out. So I'm gonna try doing some things that I've never done, and also some things that I used to love to do for exercise. And I think it would be good to just like move my body and use my body in a different way. Like this morning I did my first ever like Pilates workout. Like I've never done Pilates in my life, and I've seen it, like obviously it seems like it's trending. I always find it's funny when like workout things trend. I usually try not to like follow the trend, not in like a pick me sort of way, but just like I want to use my own discernment, and like I'm not gonna just like start doing something if it doesn't feel authentic. Like I loved weightlifting. I've always loved weightlifting, so I kind of was like, I don't want to just like give up weightlifting and like hop on the Pilates trend. But I did like a foam roller YouTube class thing, and it was like 40 minutes, and my back, like I have such bad posture, and like doing that, oh my god, it felt so good. It was really hard, like I was shaking. It felt like really good to just do all that. So I'm like, I should start just like incorporating different exercises, different types of workouts into my life. Also decided I want to get back into swimming. I know swimming's like good cardio. I grew up as a swimmer, and I feel like it's the only reason why my shoulders have ever stayed in like good shape. And I kind of want to get back into it. I think it'd be good for me. I also think like the cold water would kind of act as like a cold plunge, you know what I mean? And I know that's really good for you mentally, so I kind of just want to try that. I don't know. I really need to like not fall into a really shitty rut the next 6 weeks while I'm here. Because normally I'd be like, I leave in 6 weeks, I might as well just do jack shit and just like sit and like twiddle my thumbs and be depressed for the next 6 weeks and not do anything. That is really easy for me to do, but I'm really determined to like make the next 6 weeks like worth my time being here. I'm going to go to the gym. I am going to do more in my day than I normally have. Like I feel kind of motivated because I'm so fucking tired of being sad. Like I understand the nuances of like mental illness and like it's not a choice. You can't just like wake up one day and be like, I'm tired of being sad, because if it was easy as that, like everyone would do that. But I've also been like really depressed before, and I knew like it wasn't until I like had to apply some like tough love of like to like want to get better. You have to want situations to get better. It's just so easy for me to feel comfortable and complacent in my life, and like I find that way with when I was really depressed, I got really comfortable with depression. I feel like that's like if you get it, you get it type of thing, because that sounds crazy. Like, why would you rather be depressed than happy? Happiness and all that takes like such a big risk, and I'm secretly, not so secretly, kind of afraid of it a lot of times. So I feel like I put myself in, don't do myself any favors. Like I continue habits that I know are bad for me, and I know I could like honestly just work a little harder. I'm not going to be able to outwork my like mental disabilities, outthink having ADHD, outthink having autism and the struggles that come along with that. But I also am like, I kind of baby myself. I think there's a line for me where I can meet my needs, but also like actively do things to make life a little easier for me. And I think exercising again and like doing things that are not scrolling on my phone and all that stuff will help me. Like it will be hard and it will not be ideal. Eating better, working out, getting my steps in, making sure I'm seeing the sun every day, having some sort of communication with other people, and not scrolling on my phone for 10 hours a day, like those things help. It's not going to get rid of everything, but those things help. And sometimes I hate when people say that those things help, because I'm like, yeah, but my mental illness runs so much deeper than those things to like make you feel better. But like you might as well do those things to help. I don't know, I need to help myself, and I don't always help myself. Long-winded to just say I'm going to incorporate Pilates and swimming into my workout routine along with my weightlifting and walks. Don't worry, I'm not going to be doing like all 4 of those things in one day. I think it's more of just like the night before or that morning, just be like, what does my body feel like today? I feel like with swimming, I'll need to like mentally prepare the night before. Like I can't just be like, I'm gonna go swimming today, because that's not the type of last minute person I am. Like if I'm gonna go swimming, I need to mentally prepare. I just kind of feel like that'll help me a little bit. I think it's good. I think I'm excited. I've just been struggling, and I'm really gonna do my next 6 weeks to put me in as good of a mental headspace that I can get before I spend the next 4 months traveling. It's making me really anxious. I'm very anxious about life. I'm very confused. I'm very conflicted. I'm very grateful. I'm very much just like a 25-year-old. Those are my thoughts.